extension is given there, we have them attempting to cut. And I know they're doing good work.
I guess Keith's not coming in.
I told her one day last week, and the doctor told me he was doing too much. He kept walking around on her. He was gonna serious problems.
No,
They don't walk right. They don't stop walking.
come on, Mr. Doctor, got like 1 minute. I ain't gonna fall in, I promise you that. That ain't finna happen. One time wasn't enough. I learned. Yeah, tell me for once. I knew better too, but you know,
Yeah, everybody wanted to do the ball.
go to the ball game. I have 6 o'clock. It's time to call our meeting to order, please. I'd like to take this time to work and get y'all first meeting of the month. And as you know, we have a public comment after the meeting. I would do the prayer and ask Mr. Armstead to do the pledge, please. Will you please stand? It's custom. We come to prayer with thanksgiving. Thanking you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. Realizing without you we could never accomplish anything. Father, I pray for this jury. Give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do business out of this parish. I pray for every jury here and their families as well. I pray for everyone to sound my good voice. I pray for our president, our governor, all elected officials, Father, and religious leaders. And Father, I pray for our country, our state, our parish, and our community. I pray for our schools, Father, and look and have mercy. I pray for the elderly and the less fortunate. Let's look and have mercy, Father. And Father, give us the ability to do the best we can tonight for the benefit and the people of this parish. And after everything is said and done here, we'll be mindful and give you all the honor, praise, and glory. In Jesus' name that I pray. Amen.
Amen. We face the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wait on Ms. Harris to get back. Are you ready, Ms. Harris? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Olmsted. Ms. Harris, would you please call a roll, please?
Mr. Dexter Armstead.
Present.
Mrs. Kristen Chastain. Here. Mr. Michael Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Flanagan.
Here.
Mr. Jason McCray.
Present.
Mr. Keith Mills is absent. Mr. Richard Olivo.
Here.
Dr. Chrissy O'Quinn. Here. President Lewis Kent.
Present. Weber Quorum. Okay. I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. McCray, second by Mr. Olmsted. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor? And opposed? Motion carried. First on the agenda, old business. Adopt the minutes from the April 21st, 2025 public hearing.
Second.
Moved by Coach Cheatham.
Second.
Second by Dr. O'Quinn. Any discussion? Question from the audience? If not all in favor? And opposed? Motion carried. It's on the agenda, adopted minutes from the April 21st, 2025 regular meeting. If everybody read them.
Move to accept.
Moved by Mr. Olmsted,
Second.
second by Mr. Flanagan. Any discussion? Question from the audience? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. New business. discuss grandfather clause. Mr. Jerry Sylvester, is she here? Please go to the mic and state your name, please.
Y'all mind if I come up here with her?
That's your wife, yes, sir, you can. I hope you can, that's your wife.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate that.
Jerry Sylvester, and this is Mike Sylvester. We're here to ask for a variance for the grandfather clause concerning the zoning, mainly because no one knew about it. We don't have a problem with the clause, the ordinance, but when we bought the property, when we had it appraised in a commercial appraisal, he verified that it is commercial, the clerk's office, he called here, everything was verified. We didn't know until a couple weeks ago when Josh Oakwine came by to tell us that we would no longer be C2. We even paid prices as far as our insurance, we got our occupancy license, we got, everything we did was commercial prices, including buying the property. And we felt like we did our due diligence, but there was nowhere to find it. So we're asking for variance for us and that we would keep our C2.
Does everyone know the property we're talking about?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you do, I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
13445 Highway 10 is the old Lawton warehouse that has been used for a cord store, a mechanic shop, a bar. And we never turned, the lights were transferred to us, the water was transferred to us, nothing was turned off. Things were still going in there, now what, I don't know, but it was just continued. And under our belief is it was still C2.
yeah. And I realized the utility never was cut off. The water was cut off to the building, but the utility never was cut off, right? Never was.
Correct. And I have a letter from Dimco and the water saying that it was never cut off, that it was transferred.
What did Jeff say? What did Jeff?
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
We're discussing the grandfather clause for,
So basically, I'm just taking the recommendation from our legal counsel that he asked to bring it to the planning and zoning board because that's what they're for.
yeah.
That's basically what I'm doing.
And I was told by planning and zoning that they would give a letter of recommendation, they were all for it, but because the ordinance was voted in by the police jury, that a variance would have to be voted by the police jury. There was nothing that they could do. They're going by the ordinance that y'all implemented.
Yeah.
And no other government agencies knew about this ordinance, except for the people in this room that voted for that night. That's the only thing, is if we would have looked at it and tried to do our due diligence, there was nowhere that it would say that the C2 was no longer.
You know,
So what will y'all be zoned as now?
I think someone else has to tell us that.
Mr. Williams,
Honestly,
yeah. Mr. Williams, zone is what?
Well, if it's been out of commission for 6 months, it reverts back to its original, is what our ordinance states.
what's the original? I don't know.
Agriculture, A2, I believe, is that right, Sam?
And you have or have not been in front of planning and zoning yet,
No, but
You
they
have
said
not
that
been.
they cannot do anything unless y'all give us a variance.
but they haven't had a meeting to say that yet.
When we found out about this, they just had their meeting that day. So we have to wait a whole month before we can even go before them. But what it's gonna do is go back to y'all, because y'all voted in the ordinance. The only way that we get a variance is through the police jury voting on it. And that is my understanding.
I was in, Mr. DeQuilla said, to go back to planning and zoning, and it shouldn't be a problem for them to be reclassified as C2, right?
Yeah, really it's gonna be A2 right now, because it was A2 to start off with when it was zoned, when zoning came out around 2010, it was commercial use. So they had commercial use tacked onto it. Grandfather clause actually means it stops operation as it is for a period of 6 months.
It reverts
back.
Back
to
revert,
A2.
yeah.
And that's kind of the issue that we had with some other,
Property.
well, we're in federal court right now on one case, Grace Nursing Home.
But it's not being enforced.
Well, we really can't do anything right now because, I mean, it's not zoned.
And I realize it's zone A two.
It get- and it reverts back to A2.
Variance to the ordinance to let us
Re-
keep the C two.
C two.
Because everything, when our appraisal, we paid a commercial appraisal for $2,200 rather than the regular $500 appraisal. He went through the clerks of court, he also called here, everything was C two. We didn't know until Josh came and let us know that there was gonna be a problem.
It shouldn't be a problem if you go back to
But
planning
you're
zone.
wanting us to go back through the steps, and we've already, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you
Is
got
that
to.
we're gonna apply for C two again?
Yeah, which wouldn't should be a problem because it was C two attached to the A two.
It is a problem.
It never was zone C two. It was attached to the A two, right, Mr. Williams? To use as a,
You're saying that it was never C two? So our clerk report is incorrect?
I'm asking, I don't know.
He's saying that
Whose
you said that.
district is it?
I think what my wife is saying is that everything we did with this purchase
Was
of this
for
property,
TT.
not just with the purchase, everything leading up to the purchase, with the appraisals, was everything that was based off of commercial pricing. And I'm sure everyone here knows the difference in residential and commercial. When you get an appraisal and all this stuff done, it's more expensive.
Insurance, everything.
So I can't refer the way I want to, but had Josh not come and told me, I had no clue this ordinance was even in place. So
Nor did the other government
your
entities.
son is what I want to say, but
Well, let me just say, I don't think he came to cause you a problem. I think he was being a friend
I'm
when
not saying
he
he
came.
did. I don't think I worded it that way. I said,
Just
had
wanted
he
to make
not,
it clear.
I said, had he not have came and told me, we would not even be here, right? We would still be clicking along. Had Joshua Quinn not stepped in that building that day, I was on a forklift, cleaning up a mess, and God, they left a mess, let me tell you.
I know it did.
Had Josh not come in there and told me, we would not even be here right now. We would still think that we were operating under C2. And when Josh, I said, we bought this under C2. I said, the appraisal's C2, everything's C2. I really thought he was talking Chinese to me. I really did. So, and then of course, I spoke to my better half, and this is where we sit. So,
Did Josh come as a friend or as chairman of the planning and zoning? Because he's chairman of planning and zoning.
Because
no, I think he was just letting me know that there could be some issues because we didn't know anything about this ordinance.
And they have,
So,
Sam, what do we need, what do you advise?
What's the
we need to
precedent?
do?
You know, I would say planning and zoning, because planning and zoning is the one who makes the determinations about what
That's it.
designation it is.
but I've already spoke to them and they said just to go ahead and apply for
For-
C2. So that just puts us back to square one, going through C2, through all ours, and more time, more money, everything. And that's all I'm asking is a variance. If you fall under this grandfather clause, mommies did not have to do anything. That was vacant for 3 years.
Did y'all apply for a building permit already?
There's nothing to apply for at the moment.
Under 12-162, you need to apply for a building permit first. And once it's rejected or denied, then you can ask the board for a variance.
Right.
It's kind of a.
We can't grant a
Okay, say that
variance
again,
right
I'm
now.
sorry.
We got to be
I'll
precedent.
send you a copy of the ordinance. I think I have your number. I'll send you a copy.
So we have to wait another month even to ask for a variance.
building
And then
permit.
another month to go to a building.
I'm just, you know, they're in federal court in Baton Rouge right now with this exact same issue.
Yeah.
We just amended the ordinance, we had the grandfather clause come in January of 2024. We changed the ordinance, the grandfather clause was in, they took it out years ago, 2013. We put it back in January. If the building is not in operation as a commercial building, then it would revert back.
Okay,
to
well,
A2.
again, it was not enforced. It did not go to the next step. Every government entity, if you went to the clerk's office, they gave you everything for CT. So I don't understand how someone would know it unless they were in that room that night.
Yeah,
And that
a
is
good
my
que-
fault.
That's a really good question, you know, how do you determine?
Right, and
That's
how do
where
you determine when these businesses are opening and they're keeping their C2? They're not having to do it. I think, I applaud them, I applaud Clinton for growing, but come on. You just, it's picking and choosing. And I want to be chose to do the variance.
You know, the building that y'all are in, I think it's been vacant or not in use for a long time. The electricity.
It's not, that has not been vacant.
Well, it's not been used as a commercial facility
we've not added walls, we've not done any of that, so what would change it if the walls would have kept it? Would they be going through this right now?
Better person to ask is somebody on planning.
We're planning and zoning.
Rushian's on planning and zoning, Josh is on planning and zoning. They make a determination.
Well,
of
just
what
give
is
me some
zoned.
clarity, I mean,
You went to the clarity I got was from the assessor's office next door. He's been taxing it commercial. Roy Walton had a mechanic shop in there until the man up and died on us. He was in and out of there, and y'all cleaned up that debacle that was out there. And it's improving, and the way I read this new thing, y'all are not continuing or expanding the non-conforming, so the 6
not
months
changing it.
doesn't apply. That's 6
You know,
months.
in all fairness, if the tax
The way I read
assessor
it.
has it assessed at a commercial rate, then it probably would be commercial. Planning and zoning needs to do that designation. You know, so I would get back in touch with, we're not just trying to run you around, but if you're paying commercial taxes on it, if you're paying commercial taxes on it, it only makes sense that it's gonna stay commercial.
Commercial.
Because you don't wanna pay 4 times as much taxes. as
Oh,
you would
I already done part of that.
That's up to you.
And then it can't stay C2 because it's been reverted back to A1, A2.
It's actually been reverted back, or
Yeah.
everybody's just saying it's been reverted
Well,
back?
you know, it's just.
If the
one-
taxes hasn't changed, how has it been
If
reverted
it's
back?
paid-
Because it hasn't been in use for
Yeah,
over
but
6
has it
months.
actually been reverted back, or we just saying it's been reverted back?
If we were paying commercial taxes on it, it's not, it hadn't reverted back.
Can I ask another question? Okay.
Please.
So the reason for you not wanting to go back to planning and zoning, go to planning and zoning is because of the weight. I mean, the money, because of the application.
But
We
that's
bought
what
it in
made-
C2.
For rezoning.
It'd just be like you going to buy a Cadillac and never leaving a car.
The police,
It's just.
this is what you'll have to pay for the permitting here for the police jury. I mean, if they would like to, they can waive your fee that you would have to pay for.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay double.
But I think it, like with,
Kind
by
of
being in
gets
court
back to
and
the point of,
everything.
it was not, there's nowhere outside this building.
Well, what we
It says
do
these
is we
different-
advertise, before ordinances change, we have to have a public hearing and do advertising.
Due process.
I know that.
But, okay, so y'all don't have to put an ordinance in the clerk's office, so when somebody pulls up our ordinances, our laws and different things like that, say I'm selling a piece of property and it's C2. How do I double check that? Because we double checked and it was C2. That's the point I'm trying to make. We did try to do our due diligence. Our appraiser tried to do our due diligence. Our inspector, our commercial insurance that we're paying for. Everyone did their due diligence. They were told it was C2. It wasn't that we just said, okay, it's C2.
And the planning and zoning need to deal with that.
Right.
Like I said a minute ago, if you're paying taxes on it as a C2, it probably should stay C2.
Okay.
But that's the planning and zoning, it makes the designation of the land.
I've sat on the planning and zoning committee before, and they can only vote what's given to them on their guidelines. And so when the police jury gives an ordinance that they are abiding by, unless y'all do something different or a variance of any kind, then they can only vote. They can override it.
You can do a rezoning application.
Right.
That's not what I was told.
When it all
I
comes
was told
down,
that they cannot do that with this ordinance sitting the way it is, because the police jury voted it in.
yeah, in the ordinance, we're getting kind of confused.
Confused.
Because right now, planning and zoning, they have a map of the parish. And it says this part right here is A1, this section is A2, this is C1, and it has little areas or big areas designating throughout the parish what the zoning designation is for that particular area.
The last one I saw, we were C2 on that map.
Well, that's what you need to talk to the planning and
It is
zoning.
still C2.
Well, that's what you need to talk to the planning and zoning.
Is there a new map? Is
That's
there a
what you
new
need to
map?
talk to the planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning does not maintain the map. The map for the zoning of the parish is maintained by the police jury office.
Maintained or not maintained, planning and zoning is the one who can tell you what it's on.
So if it's C2 on that map, we're good, is what you're
I would
saying?
say talk to the planning and zoning
Okay.
administrators. And they can tell
And I hear
you-
you, did I hear you correctly?
Okay, thank you very much.
I wouldn't take a shot at Josh.
Mr. President, I have one question.
What question, what's question?
Yeah,
Mr. Umstead?
Mr. Williams, how long was the, I guess the
Wait,
the
one
property?
at a time, please.
Mr. Williams, how long was the property, like you said, in stalemate, it wasn't in use?
About
Yeah, I guess
20
that's it.
About 20 years.
It depends on what your determination of use is.
Yeah, but, I mean, was it open for business? That's what we,
Electricity going to the building, that
Okay,
building.
Electricity, there was still water.
Okay,
there
so
was
here's-
still
uh,
mechanic things happening in the back because of he worked on a pipeline kind of thing.
I understand, but was it open for business for everyday consumers? How long was it closed, Mr. Williams? Do you have an idea? I think over 6 months. Well, there you go. You guys, unfortunately, have to go back to the planning and
Why
zoning.
did Mommy's open without rezoning? I'm asking, I'm not being smart aleck, I'm asking.
Mr. Come to the
Yeah.
mic, please.
Yes.
Come to the mic, please, state your name, just a minute.
I'm Jeff Newell, I'm the surveyor. I've got a couple of questions too, in regard to all this, because have y'all read this ordinance she's talking about lately? I'm asking every one of y'all, have y'all read this thing lately?
You voted.
Because I would ask any one of y'all to explain it to me. I read it several times today, and it's convoluted. I don't know what it says. So, going back to non-conforming use, can any of you jurors, this is y'all's ordinance, can one of y'all explain to me what that even means? Just going back to non-conforming use.
And what that means is, when the parish was originally zoned in 2010, it was zoned a certain way. This was A2, A1. That property is actually sitting in the middle of A2. So if it's sitting in the middle of A2, it's supposed to be A2, but it's non-conforming. That means it doesn't conform to A2, it's special. And it's gonna stay
Well-
special until it stops operation for a period of 6 months and it reverts back to A2.
Problem is, I've heard that for years. I've heard the planning commission tell me that. I've heard the legal counsel tell me that. I've asked for it for 10, 15 years. I've never been seen. It's kind of like Michael asked. I mean, is this a matter of fact, or we just saying that today?
And when litigation,
I haven't seen in writing that it goes back to A2, because that doesn't make any sense.
When
Just
litigation-
everything in the parish will automatically go to A2. When you sit there looking at a commercial building, and you say, that's gonna go back to, I mean, it makes no sense. The way this ordinance is written, it makes no sense. And the zoning, the only thing I make different on the zoning, this jury in this office here still doesn't understand zoning and planning. The planning and zoning, that's two separate hats they wear. Two totally different state statutes that deal with planning and zoning. They can't determine what the heck zoning is. Y'all do. They got no state legislature statute authority to tell them what is zoned. They're a recommending body on zoning. And if you're telling them what the current use is, they can't even tell you that. We're not talking about rezoning. The rezoning process, yeah, you go to planning and zoning, they make a recommendation, y'all can deny it or flip-flop it, do whatever you want. They ask them, what is this thing currently zoned? They can't tell them that. They're simply asking, what is it zoned? They're not asking for rezoning right now. That's for y'all to tell them that, not them. They can't even do it by state law, they can't do it.
we're in litigation right now because of the same problem we're having with this Sylvester. We're trying to get, we're in litigation
Well,
right
and I'm
now,
just
so we
saying-
cannot,
I challenge y'all to read this, and then any one of y'all help me, educate me, what does this mean? Because I'm a surveyor, I deal with these ordinances every single day of my life, and I don't know what this means.
we got lawyers fighting it out right now in
And you
court.
got problems with what you're telling these people about state statute with zoning. And it's very frustrating to tell someone, you just sit up there, oh, what's the big deal? So hell, it's a lot of a big deal.
I've been brashing down
Not
over
to
this.
mention the fact, and I'm not gonna mention other things, she brought up one, there's 2 or 3 that they didn't have to go through this.
Mr. Moody, I've been listening. This is
Y'all being prejudicial and biased against
Yeah,
me
what's
on
up?
top of
What's-
everything
what-
else. I mean, I'm just saying,
let
y'all
me
are just
explain.
beyond even
Let-
what
let-
y'all are asking
let
for.
me
And I get aggravated because I deal with this for a living and I see people have to go the runaround all the daggone time because y'all ain't on top of this stuff.
We're discussing this matter, not men's or misses or whatever. We're in
It's
litigation.
wrong to tell them to do anything else. They came to y'all to ask y'all to tell them tonight what is zoned.
Thank you, sir. Our ordinance, if anything is not inactive for 6 months, it reverts back to A2 or
Can
first.
y'all pull that out and tell me, show me the paper? I've been asking that for 10 years. I haven't seen anything in the ordinance where it says that.
Same, that's That's the rule we've been going about, listen to planning and zoning.
And this doesn't even make sense. And I'd ask y'all to read it, clean it up, fix it, get some clarity to it.
We're gonna move forward, bring it back to planning and zoning, and they'll make a
So let's just
recommendation.
send these people back through the rigmarole.
No, I do wanna know, has it been recorded anywhere on a computer? I know on paper anymore, we do everything data-wise. Has it been recorded? Is anything other than the C2, or we just all talking?
You look, planning and zoning should have the map, and they should be able to tell you. That's what they're there for. They're there to tell you what is zoned. And you need to check with them and say, hey, if you're paying tax, let me just say it one more time. If you're paying taxes at C2, planning and zoning should say, hey, that's C2.
C2.
You went to them, they told you it wasn't C2. They said it was A1. You need to talk to them about it and let them make the proper zoning.
Sam, I don't think that's the question I'm asking. I'm asking if it's not C2 anymore, and obviously it's pretty apparent across the board that it's not, has it actually been recorded that it's not C2? If it's not, I'd like to see it. Hell, it's gotta be on a piece of paper or saved in a file somewhere. I'm not real computer savvy, but I know how to save a file. Certainly there's a file on Microsoft Sylvester. I've never been in trouble that I know of in this parish.
Well, the chairman of the planning and zoning said we revert back to A2. He brought up the controversy, so let him have figured it out. Josh went to him, said it reversed back to A2, that's why we're here today.
I'm just gonna say it one more time, just to be clear, 'cause I don't think people heard me the first couple of times. The first 15 times I said it.
But you're not answering
Planning
the
and
question that we
zoning.
asked.
You saying it's A2, it's C, the planning and
Zoning
zoning.
says
should have
A2.
the designation of the property.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with it, you need to talk to planning and
Zoning.
zoning. And let them
And
explain to you.
planning and zoning told me to come here tonight.
Well,
I was
planning and
told to come
zoning
here
wrong,
tonight.
we're telling you to go the right place.
Sam, you haven't said it 15 times, brother, you haven't.
Well, I have one
You haven't
question.
said it 15 times, I can count. You haven't said it
I have-
15 times.
I have-
All I want to know is I'd like to see it.
We're gonna move on, got enough. But do Mr. O'Quinn speak for the whole board as we speak as an individual? He say planning and zoning, he represents the whole planning and zoning commission, or what?
He's the chairman.
Okay, so he speaks, that what he say? He say bring it back to planning and zoning as A2 and get them to what? Zone. That come from Mr. O'Quinn himself. That's what he just told me, right? So we'll got to go by what the chairman say.
So if there's any fees associated with this,
We're gonna waive them.
we can waive anything that.
Yeah, because there's so much
So I
confusion.
wanna say one thing, Mr.
Go ahead.
President, so we need to move on.
We
We got
need-
advice from our legal counsel,
Yeah.
they say what they need to do, let's move on,
Yeah.
let them do what they need to do.
And Mr. O'Quinn says A2, that's what it is. He says A2. He's the chairman of planning and zoning. We will
Charge them, waive
waive the fee. Yes, sir.
He has one vote.
Well, you just said he speak on your behalf.
He's the chairman, but he has one.
That's what I just asked you. That's what I just asked you, didn't I? Do he speak for the whole board, one individual? Okay. Did I just ask you that question, Mr. Rashawn?
No.
I did. Okay.
So will there be a problem, will there be a problem with them going back to planning and zoning and having them?
Have your commission,
Wait a minute.
have your commission call a meeting and meet with these people and let's get this mess straight. Since they still controversial,
Can I
yeah.
ask him something?
Please do.
Mr. Rushion, did y'all vote
I'm
to
asking him.
send them back up here and ask for a variance?
No.
They've never been on the agenda.
See that?
We haven't voted for anything, but and I talked to one of the jurymen today, and she talked about the change to this. This change that took place in January of '24 has never been disseminated. I looked in my book today, and it doesn't read the way Muni Code does. And I'm sorry, if it didn't go to anybody else, this change, when y'all adopted it, should have gone to 9 people that sit on planning and zoning. I don't care who else you give it to, but we're the ones that have to deal with it all the time. So it would have been nice to get it when it got changed.
So it is updated in Unicode.
It is in
So
Unicode.
what happens when you look on Unicode, there's a tab to the left.
I know I use Muni Code, that's why I have it on my phone.
So why did, you said you didn't see it?
I see it today,
Oh, it's been
but
there.
it never, we deal in paper all the time. We don't sit on our phone in a meeting and go through and find specific codes. It should have been, when y'all adopted it, we should have got a hard copy, is what I'm saying. We still use paper.
It's there, okay? We move on. Go back to planning and zoning and let Mr. O'Quinn straighten this mess out. He got involved and we'll make the final decision.
Is there any action?
No action we take. He said he went to him and he started the controversy, let him straighten it out. Let's move on. LSU Ag update. State your name, please.
Donna Gentry, LSU Ag Center. First, I want to thank y'all for giving us just a few minutes on the agenda this evening. We know that there's been some discussions about funding challenges, and we just want to make sure that you know what we do. I mean, we think that you know already, but we just want to give an update on some of our programs and things that we have going on that helps all constituents in the parish. So we'll kind of give a short presentation on that. So who we are, again, I'm Donna Gentry. I serve as the parish chair for the Extension Office, and I'm also serving as an extension agent for livestock and forages. I'm also the statewide coordinator for the Master Farmer Program. We have Ms. Kayla Banta. She is the extension agent in 4-H youth development for the parish. Jessie Hoover is our extension agent. She focuses on horticulture for East and West Feliciana, and I believe parts of St. Helena. We also have Ms. Lang Langley. She's unable to be with us tonight, but she serves as the nutrition and community health agent for East and West Feliciana. And we have Ms. Leslie Dickey. She kind of keeps our office running, serving as the administrative coordinator. So just to remind you, and all of you probably are familiar with the Ag Center. We've been around a long time, but the mission of the Ag Center remains the same, and this is across the state and all parish offices. Enhance the quality of life for people through research and educational programs that will help improve their lives and economic well-being. So what exactly is extension? It's a lot of different things, but basically we take unbiased research and disseminate that out to the clientele, and this is done through our programs, okay? So we have 5 regional centers. We're actually in the Southeast region. I don't know if you can see it. It's not showing up very well, but we're the largest of the regions within the Ag Center with 16 parishes. We have 10 academic departments on campus. And we do currently still have an extension office in every parish, so we're fortunate for that. So how are we funded? A couple of different ways. We have federal funding that we depend on. We have a lot of state funding. That's the majority of funding. But we also have local support from parish entities, parish offices, like the police jury and school boards. Sam DeQuilla's office actually helped support us this year as well. So we offer our programs and education and things like that to the clientele of this parish, but we depend on all of these funding sources to make that happen. Again, Lane's not here with us this evening. She had sent me these slides to talk about some of her nutrition programs. She's been very successful with some of these programs, and she does a very good job at making sure that information and fact sheets and programs dealing with making better, healthy choices gets out to the community in several ways. She's also working with some of the 4-H agents on this Health-Wise summer camp and 4-H day camp, where you can see kids are learning about making healthy choices. Ms. Kayla is going to give an update on the 4-H program.
State your name, please.
Hey guys, thank y'all for having us tonight. I appreciate it. My name is Kayla Banta. I am going into my 4th year as the 4-H agent this year. We continue to grow year after year. We've got over 400 members this year in the parish, 17 active volunteers. We have some adults here in the room with us today. 244, 4th through 12th grade, and then my Clover Buds, the babies, are kindergarten through 3rd. Again, every year these are our numbers. We're growing over and over again. These are just a few snippets of our parish programming that we do. We have fishing workshops at the office, shooting sports programs, livestock. This is our 2nd year to host our livestock show here in the parish. That hasn't been done since 1996. There's 0 charge for our youth to show their animals. They go home with buckles, awards, just the experience that they get firsthand from keeping it in our parish and having sponsors and people come out and help. It's really an awesome event. We hosted a day camp last summer. We had over 50 youth attend. We're having an increase this year and change locations because we had so many people on the waiting list. Mom is begging to get their babies in a 4-H camp with us. We also do cookery contests, hunter safety. We write tons of grants, you guys, that we put back into the schools. I don't know if y'all noticed, all of the schools have gardens again this year. We get in-kind donations, and we get seeds from Tractor Supply and co-ops. And we're actually getting out there and planting. Out of parish opportunities, 4-H University, it's where we spend a week on campus at LSU. They get tons of opportunities in public speaking, contests, Clover colleges. We go to 4-H camp at Camp Grant Walker. That's my mama with a bunch of babies, and we take them to Pollock, Louisiana for a week. And we also do challenge camp in the fall for 7th and 8th graders. Other statewide events, we're seeing a huge growth in our shooting sports program. We wrote a grant when our first started, and we actually host a 3D archery invitational this year. It was a statewide event. It runs 2 miles into the woods and 2 miles back, 22 3D targets. So just giving you more opportunities here within the parish where we're actually bringing money into the parish, where people are coming in, shopping, staying the day with us, spending time in Clinton. Also, the Feliciana Fall Classic is another statewide event that we have. We even have people come from Mississippi to attend that show. It's strictly a beef show. That's been our 4th year to have that this year. JLC Conference, we lead shooting sports camp and marsh maneuvers where we have youth actually going down to South Louisiana to plant marsh grass. We have state representatives this year. Our shooting sports ambassadors, Nathan Day is here with us, and Alita Perry. And Kenyomi, he is also at the Slaughter Charter School. He is actually our state STEM board president for Louisiana. So I just want y'all to see the opportunities that we're creating here in the parish, but also on a state and national level. We also have Josie Sabile, who represented East Feliciana Cattlemen's Queen this year. She did a phenomenal job and represented us very well. So I do have, Jesse, do you want me to finish? Okay. Gage LeBlanc, he's wanting to come tell y'all a little bit about what 4-H has done for him.
State your name, please.
Gage LeBlanc. My name is Gage LeBlanc. I'm in 10th grade. I've been in 4-H for 8 years, and I think it's very unfortunate that the police jury is thinking about taking away the funds for 4-H. I grew stronger through 4-H by meeting new people throughout the nation, and I've learned plenty of opportunities, and we have grown as individuals in many areas. I have the chance to go to Washington, D.C. I've been on a championship robotic team and competed at 4-H University, and I have done many community projects in our community. If you would take a time to look at my portfolio, you would see that the experiences that we have all had and I have through 4-H by helping me gain many scholarship opportunities in many areas. I would hope that the police jury would take the time to see what 4-H is all about and not take away the funds for 4-H and see us as the future leaders of our next generation. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jessie Hoover, and I serve as the horticulture agent in the Ag Center office. And I do a few different things. The first thing I would do is work with the consumer horticulture population in the Feliciana parishes. So that's going to be like homeowners. And so I work with homeowners. We do spring horticulture seminars. We had our seminar this year in Clinton at the Methodist Church. I also do speaking engagements at different garden clubs and things like that. I have an email newsletter, phone calls, and home visits. That takes up a lot of our time, people calling in, getting soil samples analyzed and asking questions about plants and things. And then I also do public demonstrations, and I have a picture where I did a muscadine pruning demonstration. In the past, I've done crepe myrtle pruning demonstrations, blueberry pruning demonstrations. And then on top of that, I work with our commercial fruit and vegetable producers. And so I have an annual farmers meeting to kind of give them information about updated varieties and things. Once again, do a lot of farm visits, phone calls, and then additionally, I work with the Feliciana Forestry Association, which has about 200 members, and they work to promote forestry and forestry education in the Felicianas. On top of that, I serve as the coordinator for the Feliciana Master Gardeners, which is a dual parish group, East and West Feliciana, and they do a variety of service projects. They raise money to support school gardens. They've done wildflower plantings in the past. They did some plantings at the library here and at the West Feliciana Library. They also come to some of our festivals and things, and sometimes they'll come to the Clinton Market and pass out horticulture information. So, and then they help us in the office in a variety of things. So if y'all have any questions about horticulture, y'all give us a call.
As I said before, I also serve as the livestock and pasture extension agent here in East and West Feliciana and East Baton Rouge. One of the things that I help with is the pesticide recertification. This is something that's required every year for people that hold a private pesticide applicator license. So we offer several trainings every year so they can meet that requirement. I'm also involved in several pasture walks with sheep and cattle. This is done through other specialists and sometimes through other organizations like the Grazing Land Conservation Initiative. I held a Master Cattleman program. That's the second one I've had in the last couple of years. We had 14 graduates last fall. We had that class at the Ottawa Station. There was also a fencing workshop that was held there last year that was very well attended. We had a Master Farmer Phase 1 training in this region at Ottawa Research Station as well. There's another one coming up the end of this month in Amite. And as Jesse helps with soil samples and things like that for home gardeners, I also help with soil testing, hay testing, things like that. People have questions about soil fertility or weeds in their pastures, so they'll give us a call. So that's some of the things that we do. Just a couple of things coming up on the side of things that I work in. There's going to be a pasture management field day in St. Francisville in August at Bayou Sarah Farm. Some of you may be familiar with that operation. And then we've also scheduled a livestock and wildlife field day that's going to be held November 1st at the Ottawa Station, because it is a wildlife research station, but they do have livestock and other things going on. So we're trying to combine those. We haven't had a field day there in a few years. So, and also just to let you know that we're applying for a Pennington grant to expand our conference room. Some of you may be aware of how difficult it is sometimes to find meeting space or free meeting space, let's put it that way. And for us, it's difficult sometimes to pay for meeting space. We can't use taxpayer money, so it's either got to be sponsored or it's got to come out of a grant. So, we run into those issues. So our current conference room will hold about 20 tops. The expansion will triple the size, and hopefully it'll be about 70. We'll actually incorporate a demonstration kitchen in there, some bathrooms, a separate entrance. So we're really excited. The application is not due till August, but we're really hoping that the Pennington family will approve of this and we can get started on that next year, because a lot of our programs are really limited because of our space. We're always having to find somewhere, some of the churches and other places like that. So if we can get this expansion, all of our programs will benefit. We'll be able to reach more people, hopefully, than we do now, because we'll actually have the room, and it will be local. It will be at our office. So we're really excited about that. All of this information that we presented this evening, we've got a Facebook page. We've got a website that's got specific information, got links for other resources that you may need. It's got all of our contact information. So please, if you've never visited it, please take a look at it. Call our office if you need anything, if you have any questions. And overall, just thank you for your support that you've given. We really appreciate it. We know how challenging it is based on some of the other entities that we try to work with as partners to help support our office on the local level. So we just want to say thank you for all that you've done, and just please keep us in mind, I guess, when you're going through that funding discussion of what we offer to the parish and to the clientele, and we will continue to do so regardless. That's not going to change, okay? But we just want to say thank you for all the support that you've given. Thank you.
I want to thank you also. And to the young man, my granddaughter's graduating in agriculture December of next year, so believe me, I'm a proponent of ag, okay? I want y'all to know that. And 4-H too, 'cause I'm a 4-H baby too when I came up through high school and college, so.
So did I.
I want you to know.
And thank you to all the 4-H members and the coaches and the parents that are here to support us as well. So.
That young man has something that none of y'all have.
What do you
A
have?
pilot's license.
I can't fly a plane. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say something real quick about the funding, and I know that he said that, and that's something that the police jury has been looking at to see if they will have to cut and where they should cut from. And they are working on some things, and it's going to be on the ballot in October. It's not a new tax. It's just so that the jury can do a rededication, and hopefully, if everything goes well with the tax, general fund will be able to continue to support you. So there's not a new tax on the ballot in October. It's just a rededication.
I want people to understand it's not a new tax, okay?
I think what she's trying to say is that y'all y'all need our help, we need.
Need y'all help. We-
Educate people with, it's not a new tax.
Not a new tax.
Just reallocate it where the tax
Amen.
is.
That's
We need
good. We have no intention of cutting y'all,
Cutting
your
y'all
programs.
phone.
I was a 4-H and FFA advisor for 35 years. I know the importance of working with these young kids. And I assure you, we're gonna do everything we can to help you. We need you to help us and get this proposition, get this tax passed.
But please reiterate, it's not a new tax, okay, please? Because everybody scared of taxes, but no, it's not a new tax, I promise you.
And y'all
You're
talk
doing
about,
all right, yeah.
I got ribbons from my siblings and all going back to 1958. So I know all about 4-H.
Okay, we thank y'all for
I ain't
coming.
telling you how old I am.
We thank you all here.
Okay.
Let's move on. Discuss, take action if necessary on removing and replacing mobile home at 11940 Liberty Street. Miss Benny Davis, please come to the mic.
My name is Benny Davis. I live at 11940 Liberty Street, Clinton, Louisiana, 70722. I had bought a new mobile home, and I was trying to get it on the property. I'm part owner of that property. But when I got my new trailer bought, and I was gonna take out my old trailer after I got my new trailer in, my niece is part of that property too. But when I got my trailer, she ran up here to the police jury. I came to the police jury first, and I did get a permit. She said, the lady told me, she said, you are grandfathered in because you've been there so long. I've been there over 30 years, maybe 40-some years. I've been there. I grew up there, and I've been there most all of my life. But we bought the property, but when we was living there at first, we was renting there. Then we bought the property, and we all bought it as a family property. So everybody moved off the property, but except me. I've been there over 30 years by myself. And so I decided that when the storm came along in 2016, a tree fell in my trailer. They passed it up so I could continue to stay on in it until I got to purchase my new trailer, which I purchased in February. I've been trying since February. I got my bed made. I paid the man $1,400 to get the bed made. The bed's made. I done everything that was supposed to be done right so I could bring my trailer in. The minute I got ready for my trailer to be delivered, she came up here and said it was her land or something. So they took my permit back. And right now, I'm trying to get my trailer in on that spot because where my trailer is at now, up in Mississippi, I'm paying $1,000 for them to hold it. And it's running me like a lot of money. And I need to get it in on the land because it's not her land alone. And she has a abandoned trailer there, but I'm not asking her to move it because I have asked and I have wrote letters and everything. They didn't move it. All I was gonna do is get behind this abandoned trailer and put my trailer in. So what I'm asking for y'all to do is to try to give me my permit back. The trailer company is giving me to June. June the 1st, if I don't have my trailer on that spot, I got to give them another $1,000 to fight this battle. And I'm a senior citizen. I don't have that much kind of money to do. I don't work. I draw Social Security. I don't have that kind of money to keep paying for no trailer to sit where it is, and it's my trailer. So I'm asking y'all to please grant me my permit back.
In the past, we have authorized people replace and replace, remove and replace. They do it all the time, so Mr. Williams, you have a problem with that, please?
How you doing?
All right.
All right, Jeff Williams, building official. Ms. Winters came to our office. The permit was actually sold in error. She is an owner of an undivided piece of property, okay? Anytime somebody comes in to purchase a permit on an undivided piece of property, we require notarized letters from all the owners to grant her permission to put a mobile home or a house or whatever in that particular case. So I had some complaints from one of the owners of the property. Refund was made for the permit. So that is where we are as we stand today.
So that is, it's our property.
Yeah.
Is where it is.
She has an undivided interest. There's like
She bought
5
part
people
of
that
it.
own it, okay?
She needs
And it's not
everybody
divided.
That's got a part of the property
It's-
needs to sign the document in
Correct.
order for her to put something there.
That's right.
Ms. Wim, I will say, because we just had a same kind of situation
100%.
My district, and it's the
But it
same
wasn't
thing.
bought like that.
Man.
No, it was bought in one, all in a one group, one family group. It was not bought separate.
Yes, ma'am.
It was not bought separate. And I feel like, my feeling is, if she can come in on a Sunday and move a trailer that's been sitting there 14 years, don't have a permit, and I have wrote several letters, several of those, to the police jury trying to get that trailer out of there before I decided to buy it, but it never moved. It's never moved. It's still there. And it don't. And when I went to the clerk of court office, I had to get who was paying like taxes right among, and I had to find all of those papers. That only people that were paying fire taxes, whatever tax we pay, was me and my son. She never. The Taylor is not in her name. It's not in nobody's name. I had to search all of that up for the trailer people. It's just there. It's just there.
She went through it on.
It is just there, and it came in on a Sunday, and it's been there for years, and they lived in it, and they put the lights in under my dead brother's name, and used his lights, and didn't pay that bill, and then some way it got mixed up and got merged into the city limit, and then they went up for an acre went up for shaft sale, and I had to buy that back, and just numbers of things, but it didn't include me.
So I guess.
When they done all these things, none of this included me. And
So
it didn't include my brother. It didn't include him either. So now, what's wrong? What's happening?
So I guess.
I feel like I'm being used.
I have one question. So, Mr. Wim, at the end of the day, is that particular property in your particular name, or is it still scattered across several different people's names?
All of us names.
And see, that's the problem. That's where you
My
still.
brother's name.
Every heirs are gonna have to sign off.
In the process, after they said all that, his children know that I took care of my brother before he died. They donated their part to me.
But
They donated.
I will say this, at the end of the day, if it's still our property, it can be you doing something, I'm just have a little experience. So you can be taking care of all the bills and this and that and another, but if it's still in everybody's name, if it's our property, you're gonna have to get everybody to sign off on it saying you can do it. It only takes one to say no, and they not gonna issue that.
And you can do the same thing to her. She could wanna put something there, and you could tell her no, and she can't put it there.
My thing is, how did they get it into the city limit, and we didn't sign nothing? Only time I knew that it had been merged into the city limit is when, they sent me this $4,000 and some tax delinquent bill. And then I went, you can remember, Louis, you can remember that. I went to Jeff and I asked him why. He said, got in there through a mistake and stayed 14 years. And so he did get it down some. He got it down to $1,500. I had to pay that. And then the very next week, the police jury came on that trailer, which was what they thought was my dead brother's trailer, but it was not. His trailer, they had destroyed and it had been gone. But it got merged into that, over in there too. And then I had to pay $350 to stop them.
So you already living on the property, you just pulling one in and out?
Yeah, replace.
I'm just pulling one in and one out.
Different spot. It's a different spot. It's behind it. That's the issue.
There you go. It's not the same spot. It's in a different location. It changes. If you were pulling one in and pulling one out.
I'm pulling that out. Immediately time I.
But you're not putting it in the same spot.
Can you put it in the same spot?
No, it's gonna be big. Your trailer bigger, right? The one
Can you
have.
put it in the same spot?
They're asking you.
Can you put it in the same spot?
The bed you already got, you will have to get somebody to move it back where the trailer is now.
Like the trailer that's there now, can it be moved away, and then your new trailer that you bought, put in that same exact spot?
It can go that way?
Yes.
That's what we're asking.
Yes.
Can you do that?
If you can do that, then we can grant.
That would be the true definition of a pull and replace.
Yes,
Right.
What she's doing now, what she submitted to my office, was that she cleaned off some dirt and put a pad behind where she currently lives. I don't have a map that says she owns this particular parcel of property. So that's why I have to have permission from all of the
Well, ma'am,
owners.
I think this can be worked out.
Resolved tonight.
Resolved. If you go ahead and place it and put it exactly where you got your other trailer, we can grant you a permit because you're doing a pull in and a pull out. Pull out and pull in.
That's what she's gonna do.
But do that, then you could, see, we can help you then. But if you put it in a different location, we can't help you because you don't own that spot.
And who's gonna help get this abandoned trailer out?
You declare the public
Because I
nuisance,
wrote you several
and send it to the
letters.
police, we'll get it to
And
Sam
we'll get it to
McQuillan,
our
legal
legal counsel.
advisor, and he'll make a move it out.
Several of those, trying to get, because I'm living right there by myself, and I would like for that abandoned.
Give her a copy of the nuisance letter, you have a nuisance letter there?
In the process of moving the one out and putting the new one in,
But
you're
no,
gonna have
not the abandoned trailer, the abandoned trailer is
No,
why.
no, the one you were living in.
What you live, still living in.
now.
Pull it out and pull the new one in. It's gonna take you a couple of days. She's gonna have someplace to stay,
Yes.
She will.
But that was the reason why she was gonna put it somewhere else, so she could live there.
but now she's gonna have to move out.
Got to move out, got to pull it out and put another in its place.
Right.
Which she'll be fine.
That'd be fine, Mr. Williams? She can do that.
Okay.
You good there, Ms. Benny?
So, but now, I'm back to the abandoned trailer.
Ms. Wonder, let's try to handle this first and get that taken care of, or we can get you somewhere to live first.
If I don't handle it now, it will never be.
It will be handled.
It'll be taken care of. Just go ahead and take care of that first.
I've been trying to handle that for 14 years. Nobody lives there but me. Y'all know how seniors feel. We Friday at night. I can't come out and go to church at night because this trailer is right there. So I'm scared to even come out.
We're gonna handle that later, Ms. Johnson.
I'm laying it in my house.
We're gonna handle
That's
it.
what I'm laying.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of
Get
this.
your
That's the nuisance letter you have, Ms. Harris?
So do we have to make a motion to allow her to pull one out?
No.
She can just do it?
Yeah, she can do it. Remove and replace, that's it. As long as it go back in the same spot, y'all good.
Just, does she need to do anything else to pull one out?
I'm still gonna be coming back until that abandoned trailer
She'll need
is
to come
gone.
get a permit
Get a
and show
permit.
me that she's putting it in the same place it was, because the way she submitted me was not that way.
Okay.
So that's what I'll need. So you come back to my office, show me where you're pulling the old one out,
Okay.
putting a new one in
I
place.
will.
And I won't require all the other owners, because like you said, that is a true definition of pull and replace.
Ooh, yes, it is.
Good?
That's
That's a
good.
simple way to do it.
All right.
Mr. B, let's do that tomorrow now, the quicker the better, okay?
Okay.
I know it. Let's move on. Discuss, take action on resolution, request to install additional water line on Andrews Lane. Mr. Tony Rushian.
Tony Rushian, Waterworks 7, and Mr. Sam Brown is our president. This is our ongoing, much larger grant and loan application. Because people have changed in USDA and over the years, now we're required to have paperwork that says that we can be in the right-of-way for Andrews Lane or for any parish road that we would. It's just in this case, we're only going, it's either State Highway or Andrews Lane. So we got the state permits, but we never had anything in writing that said we could use Andrews Lane. And generally before this, it was never required. We told them it was police jury right away, and they said, okay. So now with the new regime in there, we have to have a document. We have to have writing, and then our attorney will put an opinion, write an opinion for them. So it's not just the resolution, then we have to give that to our attorney, and he'll write a opinion for the USDA, and that's where we're at. We're still fighting paperwork. Hopefully, we're very close. Maybe this will be the last check off, but so that's what we're asking for. We already have a line in the road. We're putting a larger line and going the full length of the road, and that's been part of the whole process the whole time. It's just that we've never had anything in writing.
So, Mr. Cheatham, in your district, will you authorize the resolution, authorizing them to use our right of way to put a parish line, water line in?
Yes.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Make the motion.
Yes, I would like for them to have that. Okay?
Second. Any more discussion? Take it from the audience. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you all, and I'll
Okay.
be back
Thank you,
whenever
Coach
you get
Cheatham.
it signed copy. I'll bring it to our attorney.
Please.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Discuss, take action on delinquent payments from municipalities to the coroner's office. Mr. John Rushian? I'm sorry. Okay, update on scope of work IT service. We've been dealing with that for a year. Please come to the mic, please, honey. We've been talking about him for months.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
my name is Joe Rush. I work for a company called MIS Technology Group. We did a project for y'all about 2 to 3 months ago. We went through a pretty extensive process to take your computers from an older configuration and bring you into a newer configuration. We replaced a lot of equipment, equipment that hides in the closets, and equipment that's in the rooms. And we basically, kind of did an IT upgrade. So we took stuff, older stuff, replaced it with newer stuff. Everything that we put in place should last, the computer networking gear should last approximately 7 to 10 years. The computers and other services and such that we put in should probably last 4 to 6 years. Does anybody have any questions?
Ms. Harrison, have any problems or concerns?
Yes, and I think I asked Mr. Rush to elaborate more on if there is a agreement in place, just to kind of get an update on where we are with that agreement, and then any recommendations you have. There was something about the internet.
Okay. So part of the project, there were 3 things that basically need to be addressed. One item is going to be the internet connection. When we did the proposal, we looked at the speed of the internet connection, and currently y'all share the internet with the tenant next door. So what we did was we went and we looked, we did some cost evaluations, and we brought a number back to Mr. Amaron at the time and basically said that police jury would need to pick a speed, and we were going to suggest that y'all change from AT&T, which was shared with the people next door, to move to your own connection. When we came into the situation, the 2 networks were merged together, meaning everything that they had over there and everything that you had over here was kind of one. We put new switches in, we put new security settings in, we put a new firewall in, and have completely separated the police jury from the other group next door. Right now, that equipment gets plugged into the old connection, and ideally, it needs to be changed out. Unity is one of the other providers in this area. We use Unity at Silliman, we use Unity at Arkham Primary Care, we use Unity at Audubon Regional Library. It's basically the legacy connection from AT&T is old, it's expensive, and y'all only get about 46 megabits per second. The quote that we have from Unity gives y'all the choice to basically go with the 300 megabits for 60 months, 500 megabits for 60 months, or 500 megabits for 36 months. And then I have a cost from Unity for y'all to pick from. The other thing that we have is taking the network consolidation and bringing it forward. We basically try to consolidate everything. There's a phone system that is basically, it's a cloud phone system, and what we were trying to do is, when Mr. Amaron was here, there were problems with getting support and service from the 180 group of people, and the phones are still left with the 180 company. We gave a proposal to consolidate the phone system to where instead of you having to call someone else, y'all would have a single person to call, which is us. The only thing that we're waiting on at this point in time is a request for the number of handsets. There's no actual charge for that process because the phones are going to be given to y'all, but it requires that they make a decision as to how many they want and if we're going to use their cell phones as part of the phone system. The phone numbers are tied to the old company. We have to go into the system and port the numbers from company A to company B. 180, I honestly do not know what the phone numbers or what the phone system is that they use, but in the proposed process, we'll be moving the phone numbers to Microsoft Teams, so that when someone calls, they will have a phone, but at the same point in time, the phone can be put on their cell phone. Part of the project was to take everything that was here and remove the ability for, basically remove the requirement for the building. If anybody was out of office, or if there's weather, or if there's power outages, if there's internet outages, the computers were taken and the computers were put into Microsoft Azure, which is a cloud platform, to where the only thing that is left that is on the server that's in this physical building is the QuickBooks system. Once the QuickBooks system is moved to the Sage system, then the final piece of equipment that's physically here will be able to be decommissioned. No, that's probably a lot of information, but yeah. So basically, there's one computer left that is a legacy system, and as soon as we've already moved all the data into the cloud, we've already moved all the data for the people. The only thing that's left is for them to be able to do the Sage migration, and when that's done, we'll be able to finish the project.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
She's aware of what's going on. We have a lot of problems. Coming, sometimes things are so slow. We have to wait and everything. So.
All I know is that they have consistently had problems with your service, whether it's dealing with finances, whether it's dealing with other offices that are connected to y'all. How's that going to get resolved? That's, first of all, what I'm concerned with, because I hear a lot of things, we can't do this because MIS didn't do this, or because
So there should not be circumstances that people can't do things because of us. There was a configuration error that did exist that brought significant disruption to the building. The short answer is that we took the system from A and B, and when we split them, we had to pick a new IP address range, and someone selected the same IP range that happened to be with the Buffalo, which is what caused the internet to go up and down for an extended period of time.
Or y'all still having problems with them?
You're
Not at all.
The past 2 weeks.
Probably, yeah.
Thank you. Hold on.
Pretty good. What we just have the most issues with is the QuickBooks, and we know because that can't be in cloud. So we had some issues with our financial advisors being able to move everything over to the new system, Sage. I think that's something they're working on with them. I just would request that we get some kind of training if someone from MIS, when we ever, if they decide to, well, not the internet, but with the teams, I think that was already included.
So yeah, so whether it's one-day training or continual training, we will come back out. And it's
changes every day.
And that's kind of the situation with the physical phone. Me, for example, I dropped the physical phone in my office, 10 years ago. And everything goes to the cell phone based upon the way the Teams app works. But some people, based upon age, usage, comfort, stuff like that, we're good with putting whatever the user request or the employee request. The next step for us is to get a number. In reference to the service was a human error on our part, and that was a problem.
Thank you for admitting it.
Yes, so that is, yeah, that is what it is.
And I guess the quotes, you said you have quotes that you can get.
So when it comes to the internet connection, there's only really two choices. There's Unity and there's AT&T. The comparison on the internet and the quote like that, what I had tried to talk to Mr. Amaron about was when y'all choose to come off the network, come off the next door's network, then they're going to get hit with the full bill. So what I was trying to do was set up a meeting or talk to the people next door so that, because if y'all go forward and y'all sign a 36-month contract with Unity, the $400 that you're giving to the people next door, they now have 100%. And he said that he had spoken to the people and that they were good with it, but it seems like a very possible burden that I wanted to try and vet out before y'all signed a, yes?
This is a new day.
Yes.
You need to address it with our acting parish manager, and any of those relationships,
Mhm.
those promises, those
Okay.
anything that were made with the former parish manager, you need to start all over.
Understood.
He's gone.
Yep. Okay. So, phone system, we would like to continue the conversation or finish the port. A bill will disappear from the other vendor. Technically, you're already paying the bill for the new service because we turned it on. It's just that the phone was not converted.
Do you need to talk to the tax assessor? You need to talk to him personally. I don't believe in third-party people. You talk with him, talk with him.
Okay, understood.
I don't believe in third-party people. Just go ahead and get it done, you and him. Okay, please.
Okay.
Okay?
Anything else?
Anything else? Any questions? Seems like everybody got a million questions on their mind. We're gonna get it worked out, I promise.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on. Discuss, take action on delinquent payment from municipality to the coroner's office. Mr. John Ruchon. State your name, please.
John Ruchon, the coroner's office. Up until today, we had 2 of our municipalities that had delinquent bills. Village of Wilson came up to pay everything. They sent us a check. They're up to date. Okay. I mean, they were like 6, 7 bills from 24 that were pending, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that Wilson doesn't have a town clerk. Okay. So they were sitting somewhere. Ms. Broadhead got a check cut and got them all paid. We have 2 from the town of Clinton. The October bill and the March bill have yet to be paid. Every time I call up there and check on it, it's with their legal counsel. That legal counsel seems to be a black hole. We need to send these 2 invoices over to Mr. DeQuilla and put it legal to legal and let them resolve it, because
Are they disputing the bill? Did it go to legal to disputing what's owed, or?
he wanted to know why he had to pay 8 committals. And that's the bill we got, that $25,000 bill we got in October. Well, that was his share of it, was $800. And he doesn't think he needs to be paying those. Well, those people were committed, and he wanted more proof. He wanted to see the diagnosis. I told him he was never going to get that. He got a name and address and a date it was done. Well, how do I know it happened? My signature at the bottom is all you need. If I put my signature on it, it happened. And that's not good enough for him. Well, I told him he was never going to get the information because it's HIPAA information. They're live.
Let our legal department handle it?
Yes. I mean, I need the jury to actually ask Sam to get involved, not like last time. But y'all, I can't go to him. It's you. He's your legal advisor. So if y'all get him to take care of these 2 invoices, that's what I'm.
And this is what it is, coroner's office has always been the coroner's office, okay? I think y'all have some type of agreement, I need to work on that. You know, I don't know if y'all need to collect the bills from the coroner's office. I don't know what the agreements are. I know they have bills, I've seen the bills before from the towns. So I don't think that I don't know if y'all, we'll have to talk about whether it's legal for y'all to collect the bills
For the
from
coroner's
the coroner's office. The charges go to the coroner's office.
No, charges come back to the jury and put in the coroner's account because of reimbursement.
Yeah, I just don't know if we need to be I just don't know if we need to be the ones that do the collection work. The coroner's office is a separate entity.
I always state it's a separate entity.
And it always has been, and you know, we went through a lot of legal proceedings with one of the coroners before about that. I think if y'all made an agreement with the coroner's office that y'all collect the bills, if y'all want to collect the bills, I can send them a letter and start the collection process.
We collect all the bills. If that's the case.
You just gotta tell me where to stop.
All right.
You know, they may have other bills that are due too, and if we start getting into the collection
Yes,
process
yeah.
with the coroner's office,
It's gonna mess up something.
You know, you kind of blur your lines a little bit. I can't remember exactly what the agreement was. I think that y'all just did some administrative duties for the coroner's office. We could go back and look at those documents.
Let's do that, and we'll go from there, okay?
That clarified.
Yeah, that clarifies what we can collect, what we can.
Do we need a motion to ask Sam
Yeah,
to
please do.
review that?
Yeah.
You're asking me right now, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. DA.
So, no action?
No action taken. Let's move on. Adopt a resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held in the parish of East Feliciana, state of Louisiana, to authorize the level of special tax therein, making application to the State Board Commission, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. First of all, it's not a special tax. Please, Duncan, it's not a special tax. The tax is already in place. All we're asking for is rededication. And I think those words can make people think it's a new tax, but it's not a new tax. It's a tax rededication.
Authorize the levy of a special tax, I think the wording.
Yeah, the wording,
is going to be very
yeah, because it's not a special tax. The tax is already down.
And that's exactly my email from
Put in Judea.
on how it needed to be worded.
Yeah, it should be worded as a special tax, but it's not a,
You also
it's not a
have
tax.
in your resolution exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you have a copy of the
You
resolution.
see at the top of the resolution, where it
See all
says
this over here.
a resolution ordering and calling a special election, I
But then it also says to authorize the levy of a special tax. I guess that's what this chapter.
That's what it's gonna sound to, yeah.
That's what's gonna sound, that's right.
Can you add rededication to it?
Yeah, 'cause I
Well,
was-
I don't know. I put it exactly how they told me to put it on.
Yeah, but you make it seem like it's a new tax, but it's not a new tax. It's a
I would
rededication.
say that you probably could say it's a rededication.
Rededication.
Of it, because really, well, rededication means you have an existing tax.
Right.
And you're just converting use of some of the monies for other
Or
projects.
property,
And
yeah.
when you do that, you can call it a rededication. If you wanna, or y'all here to adopt it tonight, adopt the resolution, so I would just say that you can amend the resolution, put the rededication.
Rededication.
Special election to be held in East Feliciana Parish to authorize the rededication of a certain tax therein, making application to the State Board and Commission providing for matter
Yeah.
information there.
Go-
If they told you to do it exactly like it's worded right now, I would do it exactly like it's worded right now. Okay, I can't give you a recommendation on that because I'm not doing that. They actually do your tax bond. You can change it at a later date if you want to advertise it to the public that it's a rededication.
Right now, they ain't gonna fly because people think it's a new tax.
Yeah, you're right.
They ain't gonna pass.
Are we counting on being with another
No.
tax election, or are we gonna go out all on our own on
It's
this?
going on our own. $3,100 for the special election.
How much is it?
3,100.
3,100?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I thought it was higher than that. Me
No,
too.
but I thought so too, but that's the recommendation they brought to us, $3,100.
You may have to add a zero to that, Louis. I think it's 31,000.
The article we got was 3,100, right, Ms. Harris?
That's what the email said, and I do believe that I did forward the email,
Mhm.
did you get the email?
I got
So, I mean,
I saw
if
a hard
it's,
copy.
Who gave you
oh,
that?
and yeah, and I believe it says it,
Write him a check.
somewhere in this.
I'm ready for that 3,100.
Yeah, I see the estimated,
Did that come from, like, the Secretary of State, or did that come from that amount? Where did that amount come from?
I talked with, Colleen,
Yeah.
but in the email, they said from the Secretary of State.
I see it here, Ms. Harris, if you'd like for me to read it.
Please.
It says, "The estimated cost of this election as determined by the Secretary of State based upon the provisions of Chapter 8-A of Title 18 and actual cost of similar elections is $3,100. I believe that's the number you're referencing.
That's what we
That's
referenced.
what I asked the estimate, so that's the, if it, that's the estimate.
We looked at it before for the fire department.
It's on notice, it says Notice of Special Election Exhibit A. in quotations at the top right-hand corner.
Might be a misprint, but that's what they sent.
It's about 3/4 of the way down the
And now,
page.
if it's a misprint, they sent it in here and in the email, where she types in the email part, she put the same number.
We go by what they sent.
And, they actually sent that resolution to y'all, is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, they
Don't
did.
go with it just like this,
Right.
And then we can change it at a later date. If that's what they need to send to the state tax commission, I would send it exactly like they said to do it.
So we're saying we can change it once we submit it as they suggested, because that, to me, reading that from Mr. Sam, that's gonna be a tough sell.
Tough
If I
sell.
start reading that and said a special tax. So
Or,
would it be
you know,
legal to
time
do?
it would, Ms. Harris, did they say we had to do it tonight, or did they?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can get on the ballot for the fall.
It has to be done tonight to be on the ballot for October 11th. But this resolution, I mean, once this resolution is sent to them, anyone who wants a copy of this resolution would have to do a public records request, correct? Yes.
But if they say a special tax, it's gonna kill it, because people
We
think it's a
just
new
gotta
tax.
get out and work and make sure our people understand what.
Make
it
it
is.
understand it's not a new tax.
Right.
I know they just had vote the other day, and all them taxes they was trying to.
They kill them all.
They killed them big time.
Yeah, but when we renew it, they kill them.
Didn't pass a one, exactly, century.
Well, I hope his number wasn't figured on
Us having an election.
a lot of people, a lot of different, the amendments, because I think that the amendments have been postponed until, it went through the House, I believe. And it's, it was 90-0, and they moved it to April. So this may be a standalone election for us, so.
Yeah, send it in,
What
that's what
about
they
if it's
sent.
$31,000? You would pay the 31.
I mean, you all, because you need to do this.
We need to do this. If we don't, we can't show up our general fund. We need to get this proposition on the ballot and try to get it passed.
Were they under the impression that we were the only ones on the ballot, or that there were gonna be other amendments from other?
We don't know that.
They are election attorneys.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, the police jury paid them to, they always say.
And in all fairness, they're bond attorneys.
That's what they're born to.
They do this strictly, is all they do. And if they say do it this way, I would kind of go with what they recommend.
What they got?
The figure that's on the $3,100, like, how did they get that figure, is what I'm
It
saying.
might be a misprint, I don't know.
I just can't, I can't
Yeah,
explain.
I couldn't reach out to them.
I think so too.
Right, I didn't know if they got that money
How many
under the impression that other
precincts
people
in,
were the only
East
ones.
Feliciana?
We actually met with them, and we told them.
15, quite like it's 15.
Know that there's nothing else.
7, 8,
More, no, more precincts than that.
You have a town election.
For 15.
If you got 4, they
They
get
could be,
$200
they could be manning the
a pop,
voting
so
precincts.
you get
in town,
800.
And they have to get paid. This
That's
is an
not,
area
that might be what you pay the
This
Secretary of
is the
State
only
to get
thing
it
that's
on
on
the
the
ballot.
ballot. Every voting booth in parish will have to have somebody in
And
it
what?
to man it.
Exactly.
Get paid and things like that. In my mind, it may cost more, I'm not them.
That may be the Secretary of State amount.
That's
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Let's
pay
just go with
both.
what the people got.
They do have some questions on it. You know, if you bump it until the next meeting, if they said you can't do that, I would just kind of recommend go ahead and get it done tonight, and you can always withdraw it if you have to withdraw.
I mean, that's their policy.
Think that y'all really need it.
We need this, fella. We said they were crossing it all year. We need this to happen. One way or the other, we need it to
Whether
happen.
it's 31 or
Whether it's
31,000,
3,100
it's
or
gotta be done.
31,000, it gotta be done.
Right.
If not, we're gonna do,
Y'all's only fight, because if it comes up and it doesn't pass, you can do it again.
in 6 months, we can do it again, it ain't?
You can bring it back on the ballot.
In the April one.
And do it the right way. That would happen with it with before, some kind of way got changed 90/40, got written up that way. So, once you write it up, it hurts you, just do it right. But let's go ahead, what's the pleasure to do? My recommendation is go ahead and put it on the ballot and see how the people feel.
I second the
Because it's
motion.
something we need to get done.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion, yeah. That's my motion.
I second.
Y'all crying about you gonna get the general fund fixed? Just show me y'all wanna get it done.
I'll reach out to Bully and Janelle
Please
to
do.
see if they
Y'all say y'all wanna fix the uniform, let's fix it. Okay? That's my recommendation.
You got a second?
I'm second. I'm ready.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. If it's 3,100 or 31,000, put it on the board.
Whatever.
And for what it's worth, Mr. Scott said that even if that cost was more, the benefit to us as a jury would be overpower the cost of it, even if it is more.
That's why
So,
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Let's move.
That's why I get paid the big bucks to make those decisions. Let's move on. You voted on Ms. Harris? 'Cause it got me crazy now. Okay. Anybody voted? Anybody opposed it? No. Okay, let's move on. Take action on removal of David Amaral from the Police Jury bank account. He's no longer with us, so he shouldn't be on our.
Motion.
Second.
Yes, resolution. Any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next up, take action on advertisement to hire permit technician. As you know, Miss Sinclair left the family issues and all, and Miss Williams, please come to the mic, please. Yes, she did. Yes, she resigned.
I'm asking for y'all's approval to advertise to hire a permit technician.
Move to accept. Second.
Any discussion? Question from the audience? Is all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. On to the next one.
Sir?
On to the next one.
Okay, you next again.
I'm next
Discuss,
again.
take action on CA with Centerlina Parish Building Department. And that's your call, Mr. Williams.
I would like to table that.
Let's table, motion table. Motion?
motion.
Second.
I got my hands full here. Thank y'all.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Kent,
Yes, sir.
I would like to go back to what y'all just hired, giving permission to advertise.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to be said in the record that myself is on finance and other folks here about, we're discussing about trying to figure out how to save some money. And we got to make some hard decisions, especially if we have this election and then we lose it and we throw that money away. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
If we're gonna be real, we gotta be real.
So you're saying we should hire a permit technician?
I'm just saying that, somebody needs to be in the office, but it's any kind of way that we can work this out just for a little while until we actually see where our finances at or what we want to do, because the ag people's in here, I hear it every day about council on aging, and all these are good things, good people, and so without me getting any deeper, y'all got to understand what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying.
And I'm in agreement with that if we can postpone putting somebody in that position for a little while, we may be able to solve some financial issues. I mean, it's probably a position that's,
Won't fix everything.
no, but by the time you do the insurance and you do the benefits and all of that and the salary, starts to add up. It would help us if we could just do it till we know what the outcome of the election would be.
So, on behalf of Mr. Williams, I guess I want to ask you, what kind of, I get what everybody, that makes sense what you and Mr. Osborne were saying too, but so I want to ask, what kind of situation would that put you in, day-to-day activities of what you got going? If we decide to go.
I work for y'all, okay? But if you want my opinion, I do not like that idea.
And I think it's gonna make your job harder.
That's my opinion, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, we got Caitlin in there. We still got her there. Find her, let us sit in there and do it.
She have other duties as well, everyone else do too.
What does she have to do? She
Because
speak
if
up?
she sit in there, then we're not gonna have anybody to sit in her office.
No.
So, I'm just throwing out another idea, what would it be if we say we hire someone on a temporary basis?
Nobody ain't.
That's a full-time position.
It's
That is a butt in the seat, 7:30 to 5:30 job, okay? And all I'm asking is to fill a position that was already there,
It's already
okay?
there.
Honestly, I think the building fund more than pays for our
It does.
share, okay?
It does.
So
You pay your share.
I don't really think this request is that great, but there again, I work for y'all, okay? So,
This person wouldn't be eligible for benefits until retirement after 90 days.
90 days.
And,
I still don't think that we should hire somebody and train them and then let them go after 90 days. You know, I think that kind of defeats the whole purpose.
I think we already got a motion on the board and been second, and you already said advertise, let's go and
Advertise
go
for
with
mission,
it.
let's go forward.
Let's go and go with it.
The other matter we'll discuss at another meeting, okay?
Right.
I know it's on you and Ms. O'Quinn mind, we'll wait till after the next meeting, all right?
thank y'all.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
One opposed, okay.
I'm not opposed to somebody having a job. I just want everybody on this jury to realize that somewhere we gotta sharpen the pencil. Now, when y'all are gonna decide that, that's gonna be on everybody here. That's all.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, also, I think whenever we do that, whenever they're hired in and they're hired in at a certain step, that's a problem. If they're being hired in, that should be reevaluated. And if you hire somebody, don't bring them in on a step 5. Bring them in where you're not paying as much.
Well, you determine that according to the person's qualifications and where they came from and what their background
In
is.
defense of him and whoever you hire, the market today to find somebody that can do the job and pick right up, them old days of paying pennies just don't work.
Okay. Advertise, Mr. Williams, for your technician. Okay, let's move on. Adopt a resolution authorizing Police Jury President Louis Kent, Parish Secretary Yamisha Harris to sign approved agreements on behalf of the police jury, which has been in place ever since we had a jury.
Motion? Second.
Any discussion?
I'm going to ask, shouldn't we have our vice president on there in case somebody gets incapacitated? Do you just give a backup for one of those? That way you can get both the
Well,
signatures?
that's the next person falls in line anyway, is the vice president.
But should they be listed, I guess, would be my question. Should it point blank say that?
I'm not sure, I have to look back through your policies and
Procedure,
procedures.
there's a policy that deals to doing.
It's always been just the president,
President.
then it was changed to the
Pa-
president.
and parish
and the
manager,
parish
right.
manager, but it's anything that's, has to be approved by the police jury, so I don't know, it's up to you all.
But to change our policy, there's a vice president to it.
Yeah, I mean, I just bring it up for what it's worth, just in case something happens, we have enough people to continue business here.
Anytime I'm incapacitated or the president, the vice
Vice
take over
president
anyway.
pick up automatically.
He take automatically. And I ain't planning on dying no time soon. unless
No,
somebody call me home.
I just say, I want to make sure we've got all our paperwork straight, so.
Yeah, we covered.
We could.
Okay.
But what if it's Yamisha? I know we have that where the secretary automatically, once the vice president takes over. Well, does that policy cover that part? Just ask it. That's a good question.
I don't sign, any agreements. If it's something that's approved by the police jury, Mr. Lewis usually signs it. I don't. The only thing I may sign out of is a resolution, and that's as the secretary, that I have to sign as the secretary with the seal, but.
Does it want to put a ban on something?
So again, I guess we just gonna be.
But anytime I'm incapacitated, vice president take over all the duties of the president.
That's why I was just clarifying.
I missed one meeting in 30 years, so I hope I'll be around for 30 more years to live. Not to be a juror.
Just to live.
Yeah, just to live.
I made the motion, somebody over there second.
Second. Mr. Oliver, second.
Coach Cheatham.
Yeah. So all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Let's move on. Yes, Sam is gone. Approve 2025 liquor license for Highway 61 Shelburne.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Oliver,
Second.
Second by Mr. Flanagan. Any discussion? Question from the audience? None all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, approve 2025 liquor license for PA Quick Stop, Slayton Highway Team.
I make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Flanagan.
Second.
Second by Hoster Jerry. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Approve 2025 liquor license for VU One Stop Highway 37, Clinton. That's in Bluff Creek.
There's a, I'll say it for Ms. Harris. There's a typo. It should be VK,
I thought
One
something
Stop.
Yeah.
And I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any more discussion? Question from the audience? If all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Approve 2025 liquor license for Clinton Dollar Store, Highway 67, Clinton.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Question from the audience? If all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Dollar store.
Next on the agenda, rescind April 7, 2025 motion to approve 25 liquor license for Good to Go.
They have not submitted all of their documentation, so at that meeting, it should have been Chevron instead of Good to Go. And we're gonna do what we need to do procedure-wise to make sure
They get all their
Good to Go
paperwork
is
in.
not selling alcohol.
Good, they ain't got.
Motion to rescind, motion
Motion.
by Ms. McCray,
Second.
by Dr. O'Quinn. Any more discussion? Question from the audience? None all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We'll find out why they haven't submitted all their paperwork. If not, you can't sell liquor. Let's put a lock on the door. Yes, they do.
That's in my district.
I'll let you put the lock on the door.
Can I put the lock
You
on the
do.
door?
Okay, committee and staff report, executive committee, I don't have anything. Personnel committee, Dr. Chris
I don't
O'Quinn.
have anything.
Finance committee, Mr. Kyle Seneca.
Start out with item A, a motion to approve monthly invoices.
Motion, second.
Any discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Item B is recommendation to purchase 2 light plants from Better Pumps and Solutions for an amount of $30,490. She Ship 2024. And that is, go ahead.
I'll second.
Second. How is this being paid for?
To grant through homeless.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So the public will understand, he's got money coming in of
Yeah.
50,000 that's gonna wash out this.
Yeah. You want to
Pay us
grant
back
through homeless
for this,
security.
so
It's all
we've
good.
had that discussion. And, so he's got money coming hopefully 2 months or 1 month.
We had an audit Tuesday, and she said they're gonna be even quicker than that.
You quicker than that?
That's gonna wash that out.
That'll wash it out.
All right.
Okay, let's move on. Next, Mr. Flanagan.
To vote on that. I don't think we did. I think we just did the motion.
They
and
came in
second.
after the fact, okay. All in, that motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
The final item is item C, recommendation to hire Sean Smith as part-time Deputy Director of Homeland Security, Step 1.
And we discussed it in finance committee, go ahead and make this
Yes.
time.
I'd like, before we do that, we had large discussion about hiring somebody, so, the building department was not the only one.
Right. So motion,
I'm gonna make the motion.
was by Ms. Arable,
Second it.
by Dr. O'Quinn. Any discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, Public Work and Equipment, Mr. Jason McCray.
I don't have anything, Mr. President.
Building and Property, Mr. Dexter Armstead.
Real quickly, the clerk of court office roof has been, put on, they're gonna say, and the gutters have been fixed at the Hilton. That's all I have.
You did a good job on it.
Good.
Thank you.
Do we have a warranty on it?
7
Yeah,
years?
7 years.
7-year warranty.
7-year one.
Okay, administrative matters,
Nothing.
treasury report coming later. Homeland Security, Ms. Darby.
We had an audit Tuesday with the state. We did good. We had a couple things that we got write a policy on tracking some of these grants where they gave radios out. They asked that I have a copy of the old radios that Jody gave out about 2017 probably. I told them I have no records of that, so what they gonna do is everything that we have in place right now, we're gonna use that to track all our stuff, which we have tracking numbers already put on everything that we have. The sheriff's office, towns, villages, and all have signed off on them when we first passed them out. So we're up to code on it. They passed us on it, but we went through some of the grants and stuff, and we had one letter we didn't have in it, and we didn't know anything about it. And it's a 3-year audit that we get done on our financing. So I got the letter today, and we put it in every one of the paper folders we got, so we're back in compliance on that. And she said that they are speeding up these grants. They have already, the state gave us approval for the EMPG 25 money. They're just waiting on FEMA. So as soon as that comes in, they're automatically kicking the stuff to us, because we've already turned in all the payroll receipts. Caitlin got them for me. We've already mailed them in, so they're sitting there with everything that they need in the system right now. So as soon as we get that from the present day on, we have all that sent in.
So we're going forward, we're not going backwards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to stay proactive on it.
That's what I always preach.
And we changed some stuff around at 911 at the EOC. We did away with the phones that we had in there. We go into internet based phones, and we reduced our costs so much that the director there at 911, Ben Chastain, said it ain't worth that few dollars to bill us and have to do all the paperwork on it. He's gonna take that in. And we're putting a Starlink satellite up there. We'll probably have it up by next week, and we'll have it, so we don't have to fight. We're running about 300 megabytes on it. So we'll have plenty of internet, so everybody that'll be in there will be available to use it.
Okay, anything else? Any question, Mr. Julian?
Oh, Wednesday, hey, bad weather coming in. We heard 3 to 5 inches, and now we've heard 7 to 8 inches of rain. So we're meeting at 4 a.m. with Dr. Roddy to decide if we're gonna have school. So the bus drivers will know, hey, because they're talking about some pretty serious rain coming in. So,
Buses gonna roll by 5:30 in the morning, you got that
yeah.
ready?
So I get up at 3 to start getting with the National Weather Service and all that to see what we're doing. Yep.
Any more questions? Thank you, Mr. Julian.
Can I ask Mr. Frost?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, you sure can.
We'll get Tuesday evening.
That's for true.
Yeah.
Mr. Frost?
Wait a minute, coming up on the phone.
Oh, Mr. Frost? Sir? How we doing on the pothole patch truck? Is it still in the shop?
Yes, sir. We picked up the trailer today. They're working on the truck as we speak.
Okay, so we back to the old trailer. with the
We back to normal operations, just like you.
So the old, new truck still in the shop after, what, 2 months now?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Frost.
Okay, let's move on. Commissioner Board report, planning and zoning. Recommendation to approve A through H. Motion?
Motion.
Everything good, Ms. Rushion? Motion?
No, okay. Second?
I made the motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dexter Armstead?
Yes.
Mrs. Kristen Chastain? Mr. Michael Cheatham?
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Jason McCray?
Yes.
Mr. Keith Mills is absent. Mr. Richard Olivo?
Yes.
Dr. Chrissy O'Quinn?
Yes.
President Lewis Kent?
Yes. Motion carried. Anything else? Any questions of planning and zoning?
Yeah, Mr. McCray was asking, was everything okay, Mr. Rushion, with that?
Okay. Public comment. Come to the mic, please. State your name.
John Rushan. A couple months ago, y'all passed a certain amount for the first responders upcheck on their homestead exemption.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to do anything to set his standards yet because tax assessors still waiting on a resolution stating what y'all did. I mean, okay, when did he get it? Like I said, back to my question, when did he get it, the resolution? Well, he didn't have it as of last Thursday. That's the only reason I'm asking. Okay. All right, now, next question. Where are we at on the parish manager? We got 5 people that applied. The jury set the advertisement. Y'all set the closing date. The people applied. And then 2 months ago, Mr. Kent, as the president, said we weren't going forward. So where we at?
We still where we at. We're not finna advertise, we're not finna do interviews right now for parish managers. We're going through a crisis right now, and we can wait until we get through this crisis. Then we'll advertise again, or either get to those in, we'll interview them. It's not a history-taking thing that we hire a parish manager. We have an interim parish manager taking care of parish business right this moment.
Okay, well, it's a couple issues that it's come up here, and I just let Mr. Cheatham know one tonight. Been 4 months trying to get a PO to cut some trees down, and with that storm coming Wednesday, you might be buying a trailer and paying for somebody's life.
I thought we addressed that problem, Mr.
I can't help you with the POs. I don't have a PO process, but that's one of the issues, and the other one was that first responders thing that.
If we have a problem, talk to our interim parish manager. He take care of the business affairs of the operation.
Sir, I would like to suggest what I tried to do when you said we wouldn't hire anybody, which I'm good with that, is go ahead and make public notice or record that we're not filling that position.
At the present time.
No.
Yes.
And that whenever we
Every-
are, we'll
and
hire,
send a
we'll
letter
have another process.
to everybody that's applied. That's a polite, right
Right.
way to do it.
I totally agree with you, Ms. Oliver.
We do need to get this rededication.
Oh, it's in
tax
place,
passed too
yeah.
before we- So if we not having any issues, Ms. Harris is doing a great job.
And Ms. Harris is our interim parish manager. Anything need to be done, talk to Ms. Harris.
I have letters out to everyone, and I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the purchase orders you're speaking of, but if you'll let me know what you're talking about.
Mr. Hill?
I'm not aware of it. I don't need anything, Mr. Frost.
You come to the mic.
You don't need,
You don't need it? You still want to come to the mic, sir? No, I thought he had a
you
comment.
good?
Any more public comment? If not, then a motion to adjourn. Motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Love the whole thing to do.